What's up, guys? My name's Sean and we're back again. So today we're talking about something really important, steeping your e-juice and why you need to be doing it and why you should be doing it. There's absolutely no reason why you shouldn't steep your e-juice. A lot of people don't, but I mean, to each their own, whatever. So the first thing is, why should you steep your e-juice? Well, flavor, man. Flavor. The steeped e-juice tastes a lot better. It's kind of like a fine wine. You definitely want to go ahead and let it sit and aerate for a little bit before you go ahead and bring it out to the dinner party. You know what I'm saying? Serve it with some cheese, all that good stuff. One of the ways to do this is to actually go ahead and just let your e-juice sit in a cool, dark place. I keep mine in a closet, and it just sits there in the dark. There's no light, and I let it sit for about 3 weeks. I always go by a 3-week rule, and that's me personally. It's as simple as that, taking your e-juice and letting it sit. By all means, if it tastes good to you right off the bat, then definitely go ahead and vape it. Don't prolong something you already enjoy right off the bat. But I guarantee you, if you actually go ahead and try your e-juice when you first get it, whether it was first made or even if it's been sitting on a shelf for a little bit, definitely go ahead and steep it and you will see a notable difference. And one of the cool things about it is if you actually, the longer you steep your e-juice, usually when you get it, it'll be a little clear, if not all the way clear, kind of like water, or it'll be like a little off tan. Once you let it sit for about 3 weeks in the dark, in a cool, dark place, when you take it out, that's how you'll notice the juice is actually a little darker, and that's from the nicotine getting oxidized by the oxygen in the air. And it's not the same. I'm sure different levels of nicotine vary on how dark your juice is going to get and the mixtures and all that crazy stuff. Another tip here, which is not about steeping, but whenever you get new e-juice, definitely shake it. Shake what your mama gave you. Shake it. What's that Outkast song? Shake it like a Polaroid camera, which actually don't do that. You're not supposed to shake those pictures. You shouldn't do that. Bad form. Another method to do it is, this actually speeds up the process by about 2 weeks, is to actually take your e-juice and put them in a pot of warm water. Not on the stove, not boiling water, because nicotine and extreme heat do not mix well. So you don't want to go ahead and do that. Nicotine does not like really, really hot water. It doesn't like being really, really hot, so unless you're vaping it, but I guess that doesn't matter. So do not boil it. Put it in warm water, like warm water. Let it sit there for an hour, take it out, and then let it steep for a week. That will cut down drastically on the time. Like I said, by about 2 weeks, so then you can go ahead and open your stuff up, and it'll be fully steeped by the 3rd week. So another cool thing to do is to actually go ahead and let your juice aerate. So you'll go ahead and while you're steeping, you can go ahead and leave the caps off. I usually take them all the way out and just let it sit there, but I know people who just take the cap off and just leave it out to the side. You're still aerating it. What I do is a mixture of both. I'll let my e-juice sit in a cool, dark place for a week, and then the 2nd week I go ahead and take the caps off and let them sit. I'll take them fully out, so it's just sitting out there like that. And I'll leave them off for 24 hours, and that whole week I'll rotate it. I'll leave the cap off for 24 hours, leave the cap on for 24 hours, leave the cap off for 24 hours, leave the cap on for 24 hours, and do that for the week. And then the 3rd week, I go ahead and put the cap back on and let it sit by itself comfortably in the dark for another week. And there is to me personally, I've noticed that's the best way to do it for me. That's my preferred method, and that's the method I've always done it at. That's the method I've always used. And I guarantee you will notice a drastic improvement. I mean, it all depends on the mixture of the juice. E-juice is usually made of a mixture of VG, PG, nicotine, and artificial flavoring. So most of them are alcohol-based, and I noticed that if you get a flavor that's a little too flavorful for your liking, you can actually go ahead and take the cap off, let it sit for about 24 hours, and the alcohol in there will actually absorb into the oxygen, and it will kind of dumb down the flavor a little bit. It will dilute the flavor a little bit, I guess would be the right word to say. I'm not really sure. So that's a lesson on steeping your e-juice and why you guys should be doing it. Steep your e-juice. You guys will thank me later. It's a really good practice to do, especially if you go ahead and do reviews on juice and you just want the most flavor out of the juice you receive. And yeah, steep your e-juice. Definitely steep that e-juice. Really good practice to get into. That's about all I got to say on that. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, definitely let me know in the comments down there, and I'll go ahead and answer them. And yeah, anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for another one. Bye.